From Wish TV and the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is the News 8 Daily 8 Podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update.
Hi, this is Hannah Mordo, and this is your News 8 Daily for Tuesday, January 23rd. There is rain across the state. In the northern part of the state, we are seeing potential areas for slick spots, potential freezing rain there. Here in central Indiana, Indianapolis, we have been lucky that the temperature stayed right above freezing, that the road temperature cooperated, and we warmed up enough yesterday to keep things splashy, soggy, simply rain this morning. That doesn't mean, though, there aren't issues out there, so be alert if you're headed out the door this morning. Those temperatures are going to increase throughout the day, and we could have more rain heading into Wednesday. We are following breaking news this morning. A police source has confirmed to Wish TV that a Morgan County Sheriff's deputy has been shot and is being transported to Indianapolis for treatment. This news coming in just before 9 this morning. As soon as we learn more information, we will bring it to you on wishtv.com. Now back to our weather coverage. Much of Indiana is under a winter weather advisory for that freezing rain this morning. We're watching those temperatures very closely as you drive, especially to the north. Could be slick and slow up there. We have team coverage across the state, keeping an eye on conditions this morning. Storm Track 8's Drew Narsutis is in Mobile News Tracker in the northern part of the state.
We have just headed south of Kokomo, and it's surprising how quickly it looks like the roadways have improved. I'm still seeing some slush outside, but I certainly don't see any sort of ice out there. We did have reports of some ice in Tipton County, and that's why we are going to head a little bit further south to see if there's any still out there on the roadways. We'll be in Tipton pretty soon. For now, however, just looking at the roadways, it does seem like they have certainly increased in at least traction a little bit. Less ice, less slush, more just pure water, which is not going to be helpful. And you can see outside the window, the visibilities are a little on the lower end of things. You're not able to see, miles and miles out in front of you easily. We are seeing some mist and rain dropping those, and with potentials for some more fog or some low-level cloud cover later this afternoon, evening, as Ryan was mentioning earlier. That could cause an issue of its own, even if you're not dealing with that ice outside. So it looks like Tipton, most likely just a little bit too south to see some ice out in their neighborhoods. But if there's anything I've learned, it's that this ice this morning is very hit or miss. It's going to be in little spotches, little isolated areas. So everybody be cautious, but know that going out this morning, it certainly isn't going to be terrible for everybody. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't play it safe, just in case you do happen to hit the one patch of ice in your community or county.
Here in central Indiana, we're mostly seeing rain this morning. News 8's Hernan Gutierrez went to Idle Park near Fountain Square, overlooking the South Split.
The roads on the interstate still kind of look like there's a lot of water splashing up, kind of affecting people's driving, but we haven't seen any accidents, and we really haven't seen any people kind of struggling to get along on this section of the interstate near the split. Reporting in Indianapolis, I'm Hernan Gutierrez for Wish TV, wishtv.com, or follow us on Facebook for updates.
Counties across the state are dealing with weather watches, warnings, and advisories. LaPorte County in northern Indiana has one warning, restricting travel to emergency workers only. More than a dozen others in Orange have a watch asking but not ordering you to stay off the road except for essential travel. Many more, including Hamilton, Hendricks, Boone, and Hancock County, have an advisory urging you to use caution. State troopers issued their own warning ahead of the moisture, saying troopers would remove cars and trucks that are abandoned alongside roads around Indianapolis, and to reach out to police if you have to leave one behind but plan to come right back for it. A post from the department points out that broken down cars are a hazard for other drivers and for salt trucks and snow plows. Post came with a picture of an orange tag that troopers put on the window of abandoned vehicles. State police say an injured trooper has a long road of recovery ahead but is doing well. The department released an update from Azariah Keith showing a picture of him giving a thumbs up. It says Keith would like to thank everyone for the outpouring of support. Investigators say Armandeep Singh hit Keith Saturday night on I-65 just north of downtown Indianapolis. A police report says Singh's blood alcohol level was twice the legal limit. Two teammate in the Delphi murders case, where the judge has upheld the search warrant used to search Richard Allen's home, Special Judge Francis School found the warrant contained information that a reasonable belief existed that evidence of the murders would be found in Allen's home and cars. Allen's defense team wanted the evidence thrown out, including a gun that police say is linked to an unspent bullet found near the bodies. Allen is accused of killing Abby Williams and Libby German in 2017. His trial is scheduled for October. Your statewide news network covers South Bend, where the fire chief is asking his community to honor the 5 children killed in a house fire and recognize the firefighters who tried to save them. Authorities say the Sunday evening blaze trapped 6 young victims ages 17 months to 11 years old in the second story. The oldest child survived and is in the hospital in Indianapolis. The chief says an adult relative was in the house and tried to help rescue the children, but could not because of the fire and smoke. A firefighter fell through the floor and suffered injuries, but is healing at home. No word yet on what started the fire. In Dubois County, state police say a large house explosion damaged homes half a mile away and could be heard 10 miles away. The Indiana State Fire Marshal is now investigating. State police shared pictures of the scene. It's near the Orange County line and is about a mile west of French Lick. In the pictures, you can see debris up in the trees on the ground. It looks like the house itself is gone. One man says he heard the explosion.
I was out working in the wood shop, and I had hearing protection on for equipment and whatnot, listening to a podcast, and this scared me to death. I felt a concussion. I heard it. I came outside, ran down the hill a little bit because I wasn't sure where this was. I went to my neighbor's house to make sure she was doing all right and could still see debris floating on fire.
Police have not said if anyone is hurt or missing. The abortion issue took center stage at the center of the city Monday, the annual March for Life. It started on Georgia Street near the Indiana Convention Center. Organizers of the anti-abortion rally say they want Indiana to be a symbol of hope. The march falls on the 51st anniversary of the Roe v. Wade decision that guaranteed abortion rights until a new Supreme Court ruling overturned it.
People think they know what the pro-life movement stands for, what the pro-life movement does, and they really don't. So I've been very glad to work with. There's an account called Pro-Life Indy, which is on TikTok and Instagram, that works in a lot of ways to combat that misinformation.
The march ended near the State House, where lawmakers met with the marchers. Supporters of abortion rights also marked the day, saying they're also fighting misinformation and want women to know they can still choose abortion elsewhere.
We need the American people to keep making their voices heard. So congressional Republicans finally get the message that these laws do not represent the United States of America.
And it's primary day in New Hampshire. Gloria Pazmino is there with the latest.
It's primary day here in New Hampshire. The polls are officially opened and the first votes have already been cast. In fact, they were cast early this morning, shortly after midnight in Dixville Notch. That is a tiny community here in New Hampshire where this is an important tradition where voters come out and cast their vote in the early morning. Just 6 of them, all of them voted for Nikki Haley. Like I said, a tradition that kicks off primary day. Now, Nikki Haley is happy about those 6 votes, but of course she will need many more to deliver a win here tonight. That's exactly what she is hoping for. She has been trying to cast herself as a generational change for the Republican Party. She tried to question Trump's and Joe Biden's mental fitness during closing arguments last night, saying that she will bring a different energy to the party. And if Trump ends up being the Republican nominee, it will just result in more of the same and another rematch between Joe Biden and Trump, something that most Americans say they do not want, according to some recent polling. Now, it's going to be difficult for Haley to deliver a win here in New Hampshire. Most polls have Trump comfortably in the lead, and he has been making the argument that it's basically time for the Republican Party to unite behind him. He tried to make that argument last night. He was joined at a rally by several of his former challengers, including Senator Tim Scott, who endorsed him just a few days ago. Trump already setting his sights on South Carolina if he wins here the primary in New Hampshire. We are in Manchester. I'm Gloria Pazmino.
It may be winter, but it's time to start thinking about summer camps. For more than 30 years, the city of Indianapolis has offered camps. Leaders promise this year's will be the best so far. News 8's Brittany Noble reports.
Well, Indy Parks opened registration yesterday. Last year, there was a wait list, and it's expected to fill up quickly again this year. All 14 camps are accredited by the American Camp Association. They have different themes based on the amenities at the 12 participating parks. Kids can expect to swim and explore Indianapolis with weekly field trips. To improve the experience in 2024, city officials earmarked more space and counselor positions. Joeen Pope is the senior manager of programs.
And we have environmental education camps. We have a therapeutic day camp for kids with special needs. We also have traditional camps that are more like your 7:30 to 6 daycare alternative. And then we also have a bike camp and an outdoor adventure camp.
You can still apply for a paid camp counselor position. The pay is $14 an hour, and the hours are guaranteed Monday through Friday for about 90 days. Parents, the city is offering a payment plan. $15 per week per child will secure your spot. Check our website for more details. I'm Brittany Noble, reporting for Wish TV, wishtv.com, and follow us on Facebook for updates.
Happening today, a blood drive in honor of fallen officers. The Marion County Prosecutor's Office is hosting it downtown. Today marks 13 years since the deadly shooting of IMPD officer David Moore. The drive started as a tribute to him. You can give blood today. It started at 9. It goes until 4 o'clock in the first floor lobby of the Prosecutor's Office downtown. Now to your business headlines. Indiana ranked low, 35th best state to retire in. Wallet Hub says Indiana is affordable but is weak in health care. The number 1 best state to retire is Florida. Indiana was also in the middle of the states for good quality sleep. A poll by Herbalife, and one poll says 78% of respondents say they're trying to improve their sleep in 2024. This involves making their bedtime and morning routines more consistent, taking time away from screens before bed, and eating less in the evening before bed. 44% of people who responded also said that improving the quality of their sleep is their number 1 priority in life right now. Many workers want to switch jobs, but it's getting a bit tougher. Roughly 85% of 1,000 U.S. professionals polled in a new LinkedIn survey say they're thinking about changing jobs this year. That's up from 67% a year earlier. But the latest Gallup survey research shows that the share of U.S. workers who say they felt engaged in their jobs slipped in the second half of 2023 after a slight rebound in the first half. This has been your News 8 Daily from Wish TV. I'm Hannah Mordeau. Watch us on wishtv.com or follow us on Facebook for more information.
This is the News 8 Daily 8 podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update on demand. For even more, on demand and on the go, connect with Wish TV on Facebook at wishtv.com and on the free Wish TV mobile app. Thank you for listening, and be sure to like, subscribe, and follow this podcast for updates every weekday morning on the All Indiana Podcast Network and wherever you get your podcast.